Good morning, people. Happy Friday. I wanted to make you aware of the announcement that OPEC had came out with yesterday that they're going to decrease their production by 2 million barrels a day. Now, they produce about 40% of our oil here in the United States, along with we get some from Saudi Arabia and Russia. And this is going to have a dramatic effect on our fuel prices and our energy prices. And now originally they said that they were going to decrease their production by 1 million barrels per day. And then supposedly Biden called them up and said, "Oh, please don't do that. We have to keep the prices down of gas because the election's coming soon." And so they said, "Okay, so we're going to reduce it by 2 million barrels per day." So if you read the mainstream news, they're going to say the Biden administration really was trying to stop this from happening because it's going to be a disaster. You're right, it's going to be a disaster. But keep in mind, when the first day he got in office, he was decreasing, or he had shut down our pipelines. He shut down the Keystone XL pipeline. And I want to say there was another one that I just can't remember. But, we have our natural resources here. We don't need to depend on other countries. The whole reason on why the United States was successful was because we were energy deficient or energy sufficient. And that was what got us out of, it was either the Great Depression, it was like some sort of major world event that we were going through. Maybe it was the Civil War or something like that. But that was the only reason why the United States had gotten out of that, was because we had become energy sufficient, and we didn't have to depend on other countries. Now, the mainstream media is going to sit here and say, "Oh, he was trying to protect us," but that's all a lie. And now they're over here begging Saudi Arabia and Russia for oil and energy when we have it ourselves. So it doesn't even make sense that they're basically shutting down everything here in the United States, just like they're doing in Germany. So the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 was sabotaged by the United States and by NATO, which is what Putin is saying as well, that they sabotaged their pipelines, and that pipeline went from Russia to Germany. Well, now that's going to completely wipe out all of their energy and gas as well. And so right now, their energy has increased by 700 to 1,000%. And a lot of the businesses have had to go out of business for that very reason, was because they cannot afford their electricity bills. I seen one that there was like a little simple cafe that their electricity went up to like $35,000 or something, and it was just a little cafe, and they couldn't afford it, and they had to shut down. So I just want to make you aware, to make sure that you are paying attention and you are taking precaution, that you are preparing the best that you can. I know that a lot of this can be overwhelming, especially for people that are kind of new at prepping, or new at watching the things that are going on in the world. I know that it can be overwhelming. But that's where our faith comes from. That's where we're going to trust God. But we are also going to take action, okay? Just I would work on maybe saving up for some solar panels, make sure you have backup heating, and that you're able to provide for your family the best you can. Have backup cooking methods. Start saving food, being able to preserve water. I have a couple of videos on that'll be able to get you started on that. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be glad to help you as much as I can. So I think that is about it. I just wanted to kind of make you aware, up to date as to what was happening with our energy prices and our gas prices, because and this is going to start after November, like in November. So we may already start to see the prices starting to go up. I've already been hearing reports that it's been jumping up by 10 cents, overnight, just because of the announcement that they're decreasing it. And so after election day, you already know all hell is going to break loose. We're going to be going into hyperinflation. We're going to be going into a recession, even though the mainstream media is not going to announce this to you. And it's best to position yourself now while you still have time. And that's the good news for this morning. You still have time to position yourself right now. The bad news is it's about to hit, and we want to just make sure that we are in a good position before that hits. So we still have time. Be getting ready, and make sure you're able to provide for your families, you're able to feed them and have safe shelter for them and everything. So again, I just want to wrap this up and say happy Friday and God bless, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.